All right, so welcome everyone. I hope you've landed in the right session for how to be a connected parent. So we'll go ahead and get started. And as we were saying, we are going to record this session so that we can post it. Just wanted you all to know that that was happening. My name is Kira Lyons. I am an alum of Catholic University. There I am getting my bachelor's degree way back in 1989. My bachelor's is in Greek and Latin. I also have a master's from Catholic in education administration. And I serve as Senior Director of University Advancement for Student Experience and Family Engagement, which basically means I oversee our parent engagement program. And I've been at the university for almost 16 years now, with a bit of a break in there to be at home with my kids. But I've worked for many years in the alumni office, and just within the past 2 years have switched over into this role. And it's great to be at my alma mater. It's great to work with parents because I am a parent too. These are my kids, Garrett, Morat, and James. And as you can probably tell from their ages, they are all college age students. Last academic year, all three of them were in college together. And I'm happy to say that one has since graduated, and so I'm down to just two left in college. So I tell you that just so you know that I am in the same boat you're all in. I'm a parent of college age students. I have the same probably questions that a lot of you have, or I've had a lot of those questions. I have the same highs and lows, ups and downs of concerns and worries, especially these days. So I get where you're coming from. I feel your pain. I'm with you all the way. So it's nice to be in this position as somebody who's living the same thing as the people I'm working with. Oh, and I include this photo because I always feel badly that my husband is not in any of the other photos. So he's over there on the right. And he's also a Catholic U alum, and he is one of the coaches of the men's rugby team here at the university. So where we're going to start today, well, the parent relationship, it is certainly more than just paying the bill. I know sometimes that's what it feels like to a lot of us, but there's a lot more involved with that we like to have our parents involved with and engage with them more than just paying that tuition bill. And I was just really proud of myself that I could dig out both of the photos from my commencements with my parents. So I thought I'd share those with you. But let's get started with communications. And I always think it's funny to say we're not in Kansas anymore because we really aren't. We're in college now. Your kids are in college. We're not in high school. I know many people, as was the case for me, you got a daily email from your child's high school probably of everything that's happening and what you needed to know. And you that came to you every day at the same time, or maybe every other day or once a week. That isn't always necessarily the case once they hit the university level. Although lately it seems we've been sending a lot of emails because there's been a lot of information to share. So when that happens, yes, we certainly will send out those communications, but you're not going to get a daily email from the university telling you everything you need to know. So how do we communicate? Well, we use the Family Nest. And the Family Nest is the system that we've been sending all those email announcements. So everything that you've been getting about the reopening, about orientation, about the welcome events over the summer, those have all gone through the Family Nest. So your emails were loaded in from your student's admission application. So that could be why one of you, maybe if we only had one email address for the family, only one email address may have been in there, but we would love to have as many parents in there as possible. And the wonderful thing about the Family Nest is that anybody can join it. So if you have, if there are grandparents or aunts or uncles or anybody who wants to be involved and stay connected, they can set up an account on the Family Nest and get that information. But what's great about the Family Nest is it's not just emails, it's a portal. So you can go in and create a profile to pick the types of information you want to receive based on the communities that you join. And you'll also be able to tell or set up how frequently you get that information. So the Family Nest generates newsletters that go out as often as you'd like, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or never. It's up to you. So you'll see on the right-hand side here, this is just a screenshot of my Family Nest page. The communities are listed on the left. The calendar is a lot of academic important academic dates, as well as main university events. And then the center part is a feed that's based off of the communities that you join. But it really gives you everything at your fingertips. The newsletters, like I spoke about, the content is personalized based on your interests and your communities. You will get the email alerts, any university communication that goes out from the president's office or from our marketing communications office, we will then send out to parents as well. You'll get, it's a great place to go look for those calendar dates and events. And it also, allows you to connect with other parents, because you can post comments to certain posts in the nest, and then you can all comment on each other's posts. You do need to set up your profile on the nest, and the URL for the Family Nest is up top there. It's catholic.campusesp.com. Again, as I said, we took the emails that came in with your student's application. So you may have received an email, something like this at some point, maybe in May or throughout the summer, inviting you to join the nest. And if you haven't done that yet, that's not a problem. You can just go to that URL, type in your information. If your email is in the system, you'll get an email like this that says you already have an account. And it says here that it's sending an email to the email address that you've registered, that we have in the system. And you'll get an email like this. You can tell I did this yesterday just to make sure how it was working. So I set one up on my personal email, and you get this email, you click the green bar, and you can complete your registration. And basically what that is you're answering just like a form where you can, you'll see there, put in how often you want to receive the newsletter, if you want to get the announcements, you want to be able to post content. And it asks you what communities you'd like to join. Some questions that you answer will automatically feed you into certain communities based on your responses. So once you do that, you'll be able to really get a lot of helpful content, that you can use to help your student. I just happened to take a screenshot of the health, wellness, and safety community. And there was just an article in here about, if your student has allergies, what to do and who to know at the campus. So we pull content from not only the university website, but from other websites out there in the world that has good information that parents of college students would want to know. So a lot of financial questions, a lot of questions about how to work with your student throughout the school year, it's just a lot of really great information that you have available to you. So I highly suggest that you go in there, fill out your profile, and you'll be good to go. And be sure to bookmark the portal's web address. That's the easiest way to get to it, I find. Another great way to stay connected is by following Catholic University on all the different social media feeds. There are so many platforms, and I believe every school, every department, campus ministry, certainly, many of the organizations, every athletic team, athletics as a whole, everybody has, an account on all these platforms. So you can follow along as many as you want, but it's a great way to keep connected with things, to really get up-to-date information. Again, anything major happening, we're going to send you an announcement, but you'll probably see it first on one of these social media feeds. So I would suggest you, whatever platform you like the best, follow the university on it. So before we go any further with, other opportunities for involvement with parents, I just want to see if you have any questions about any of, the Family Nest or anything else that I can answer right now. Happy to do that. Good? Okay. So moving along, what else can parents do? Well, parents can certainly attend events and programs here on campus. Now, I know right now things are a bit on hold with COVID, but typically there would be performances like concerts and plays and theater events. This is a screenshot from the Addams Family production from a year and a half or so ago. There are plenty of athletic events that happen. There are lectures that happen on campus. This is Mitch Landrieu, who's the former mayor of New Orleans, who's also a Catholic University alum, and he came back to speak, I guess like a year and a half ago. Certainly plenty of masses that you can participate in on campus. Off campus, we do host regional of the university hosts events throughout the country with university administrators. When President Garvey's traveling, we usually try to do events with him, and alumni and parents are always invited to those events. And you know, are always welcome to cheer on the Cardinals when they are competing off campus. Now, given the current situation, a lot of these things aren't happening in person. Nothing is happening in person, but you can do a lot of these virtually. And for example, at the end of the last academic year, we hosted certain events just for parents. That one of them was about jobs and internships for students, and the director of career services you know, led that discussion for us. And I know we had like 150 parents on that Zoom, and he answered, you know, 45 minutes worth of questions from parents. So that was a great event. We also had the director of the counseling center speak to parents about, you know, student mental health, and then transitioning into summer, going from that virtual world of finishing the spring semester into summer, and what you might be able, what, you know, some things you could anticipate. So those are, you know, things we've hosted just for parents, and I anticipate, I know we're doing more of those as we get into the fall, probably based on class year too. So keep an eye out for those. The Alumni Association sponsors lots of events, you know, in-person events that parents are always welcome to, but even now they are also planning virtual events. They did one in early June about perspectives on the pandemic with faculty members from the School of Arts and Sciences. And again, these events are open to parents. Parents are welcome to participate in them. And I know that they're ramping up their schedule as well for the fall. There are university town halls that happen that parents are also available, or excuse me, able to participate in. And these things we will push out on the Family Nest, and they land in the events list. And the other good place to check to see where these events are, what's coming up, is on the university website, you know, which is catholic.edu. And if you go to events, it will show you all the events that are happening. And I just took a screenshot of this, you know, 2 days ago. And, you know, these are just some of the programs that were up there. Family Weekend, typically a huge event for parents of first-year students, and no different this year, in that it's a big event for first-year parents, but that it won't be happening in person on campus. It will be all virtual. So the weekend that was identified for Family Weekend was October 2nd and 3rd. You'll see I put the ish on there because I think we're going to start to maybe start the programs a little bit earlier that week. My colleagues in campus activities are working on the schedule now, and they really are thinking of some creative you know, ideas for events that they can do. I do know that the President's Welcome will happen probably during the weekend. President Garvey will speak, and I'm sure he'll take questions just like he would in person. There'll be family game nights, you know, the Family Weekend Mass, and I know that they're planning a full slate of activities. So keep an eye out for emails about that. You can always check the familyweekend.catholic.edu website for when that schedule is finalized and posted. But again, it will all be virtual. There won't be an on-campus component this year. Parents can also help with career assistance, and our career services office services students and alumni. So, you know, you can certainly post internships and job opportunities, you know, with your organization, with the Center for Academic and Career Success, using the Handshake platform. And that's a platform that is used throughout the country by hundreds and hundreds of colleges and universities. You know, it's got 200,000 employers who post, in that platform, you know, representation from over 100% of the Fortune 500 companies. So this is one of the tools that your students have access to. So if you're able to help us and, you know, posting jobs or internships there, that's a great way to be involved and to help students and alumni. You can also help out with speaking with students and alumni about, you know, just general, your career or your industry that you're involved in, to talk to them about that, to do informational interviews, to do mock interviews, networking opportunities, or, you know, to introduce students or alumni to somebody you might know. Resume review is always popular, or even to talk about just what the application process at your organization is like. So if you're interested in doing any of those, reach out to the Center for Academic and Career Success or let me know and I can put you in touch with them. They're always happy to have parents help in this cause. Another way that parents can be involved is by joining our Parents Council. Now, our Parents Council is a group of parents. Right now, there are, I believe, 39 parent couples on Parents Council. You know, super dedicated parents who want to expand the student experience for all of our students at the university. And, you know, they really do make a meaningful and direct impact on undergraduate life. This photo is of 3 of our Parents Council couples with their 3 sons. These folks all live in the Westchester, Pennsylvania area. And this photo is taken at one of the welcome events that one of them hosted for us last summer. Being on Parents Council, you know, does give you, you know, it's active involvement with the university. You know, you have the opportunity to hear from senior administrators from the university, you know, not only President Garvey, but the other vice presidents. We do have 2 annual meetings a year, at least 2, if not 3, are usually around Family Weekend and around Odyssey Day, the Accepted Student Day in April. There are special invitations to events with President Garvey, both on and off campus. It's a great networking opportunities with other parent leaders, and you get to meet the other parents and get to know the other Parent Council members. You'll get regular communications of updates, sometimes a little bit earlier than it hits the full university community. And just that real connection with university leadership. Now, being a part of Parents Council, there is an annual $5,000 gift to be on Parents Council. The funds that are generated from that do go to a discretionary fund that the Vice President for Student Affairs can use to support any program within student affairs. So any program that might need a little extra boost, she's able to divert funds out of this, you know, Parents Council fund to that area. One of the things that has come out of this Parents Council fund was the Family Nest. It was actually made possible through Parents Council. So it really is helping the division and the university. We ask that Parents Council members, you know, attend the meetings, that they host welcome receptions or events in their area when we can go back to doing events in person. But the welcome receptions, if any of you were participated in those over the summer, you saw that our Parents Council members hosted and they, you know, they spoke at those welcome events. You know, we ask that parents just, you know, connect current parents and even prospective parents, you know, that help with the career development. And we always ask if they, you know, help spread the word about Parents Council and let us know about any other parents they think might be interested in the opportunity. So it is a great way to be involved. I took a screenshot of one of the welcome events that we did over the summer. And this was actually one that was hosted by Lisa and Juan Jones. They're up there in the upper left corner. And Lisa and Juan live in Alamo, California, which is Northern California. So we did this welcome event at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we were all, those of us here on the East Coast were on at 10 p.m. But most of the people, most of these incoming parents were from California, Colorado, I think Wisconsin and Idaho. And so kind of a great, doing them virtually was helpful in that regard this year, that we got parents who we probably wouldn't have held an in-person event in Wisconsin. So it was great, but the Parents Council members really did help us out with these welcome events this year. Typically when we would hold them in person, you know, I always would try to snap a photo. These are from welcome receptions last summer, so in 2019, and the upper photo on your screen is from Charlotte, North Carolina, where our Parents Council members hosted the small but mighty group that were coming from Charlotte to Catholic University. And then the bottom photo is some students from the Washington, D.C. area. And actually this event was hosted by our Parents Council co-chairs. On the right is Marsha Piercy, and on the left is her husband, Kim Sperduto. And Kim is actually on the call with us this morning just to tell you a little bit about his Parents Council experience. So I'll let you take it away, Kim.
Thank you, Kira. I just wanted to give a little personal insight into why we do it and what it means to us. But the Parents Council has had, you know, really profound benefits for our family. First of all, it's a way to continue to be involved in your kids' education. as there's a transition from the high school experience, the college experience is very different. It's even more different this year with COVID-19 and everything we're dealing with that. But it's a way to try to stay involved with your kids' education. By being on Parents Council, you're more aware of what's happening with that education. You're more involved with what's happening with your student, both good and bad. Second, it's a great way to participate in CUA activities. I think Kira outlined really well. We have at least 2 events a year and sometimes more. It's a way to get together and be a part of the community. Many people have heard that you get out of the activity what you put into it. That certainly is true of Parents Council, but it's a way to participate at a deeper level with more intensity and more meaning in Catholic University activities. Third, it's great access. We've had Vice President of Student Affairs, Judy Biggs Garbulio, address us several times, several Zoom calls, especially over the past 4, 5, almost 6 months now, talking about the different planning contingencies and what the university planned to do with the various stages of the virus. We've had President Garvey address the group and give us access to him so you can ask the high-level decision makers at Catholic the questions that you have. Fourth, it's support for the CUA family. Kira already outlined how the family nest is there. There's other ways to participate and be involved. In addition to the other things, through the Parents Council, I've become a mentor to the mock trial team and advise with them. It's a great way to support the CUA family in a variety of ways. And those variety of methods are limited only by your own imagination and what the kids will do to reach out to you. And finally, the fifth, my point is that it's a lot of fun. You meet parents from other parts of the country. We've become friends with the Jones family from California. We've become friends with many of the parents on the council. And it's a great way to say, oh, your kid had that problem too, or you went through that experience. Yeah, so did we. And to share both the ups and sometimes the downs, or the things that went well and the things perhaps that didn't go so well. So it's a community. It's a community of parents. It's a part of the Catholic community, and I would urge you all to consider it carefully because it's been fulfilling and meaningful for us.
Thank you, Kim. Let's say here. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. Before we get to answering questions, that is the end of the presentation, and we will happily answer questions. But I do want to let you know that I am here for you. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. If you have any questions at any point, I know what it's like when you're trying to figure something out and your student maybe isn't being the most responsive to you and getting you that information. So don't hesitate to email or call me. I'm happy to help in whatever way I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll get it for you, or I'll point you in the right direction. No question is a silly question. So please, again, don't hesitate to be in touch. If I can be of any assistance, I'm happy to do that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now so that we can see each other. And if you have any questions for me, for Kim, for Brenna, or Teresa,